Whether you've never heard of online reputation management before, or you know you have a problem and have no idea where to start, this video is going to be for you. And it's going to be a little bit lengthy, so bear with me here, but stick around. I promise you it'll be worth it. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step from your very first audit all the way to building a system that protects your reputation long term. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do and in what order. What is online reputation management and why does it matter? Online reputation management is the process of controlling what shows up when someone searches your name or your business on Google. That's going to be the definition at the most basic level. But the impact of getting it wrong, not taking any action at all, is going to be far more costly than just a few bad reviews. Now, your search results are going to be the very first impression for any potential client, investor, partner, or even employee that looks you up on Google. And most of them do. Before a meeting, before signing a contract, before even making a purchase. What they find in those first few seconds is either going to build trust or kill the deal entirely before it even starts. And in 2026, it goes even further than that. It's not even about what ranks on page 1 anymore. It's about what AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Google's AI overview say about you when someone asks them. And that's going to be a whole new layer of reputation management that most businesses aren't even optimizing for or taking into account. And I've got an entire video dedicated to what exactly online reputation management is and why it matters. That's going to be more in depth about online reputation management in and of itself. So if you haven't seen that, go give that a watch. It's going to be on the channel as well. So let's just jump right into step number 1, and that's going to be run your audit. Before you fix anything, you need to know exactly what people are saying about you or your brand on Google. Open Google right now, search your business name, and find out what the sentiment is. What's on page 1? Do you have a Google Knowledge Panel? Are your social profiles showing up? Is there a Reddit thread, a Trustpilot listing, a news article, or a review platform result that you didn't put there? Once you've compiled all that, write it all down. Every result, every platform, every piece of content that mentions you or your brand, positive or negative. This is your starting point, okay? So we can't actually build out a strategy without actually knowing what we're dealing with. I'm going to take you guys to Google and let's use Gymshark for an example. By the way, I'm not affiliated with them. They're not paying me to do this. This is just a brand that I actually like. I've bought some of their clothes before. So they're pretty cool, I guess. But let's just run a quick audit on them. If I were to search Gymshark, their website is ranking number 1. So they've already done a great job there in terms of SEO work. Got a Google Knowledge Panel for their business as well, which just adds kind of an instant credibility boost to their brand. Looks like their socials are ranking, their Instagram. They've got the Wikipedia page there as well. Their TikTok account, it looks like a lot of their videos here. There is some negativity. Don't buy Gymshark until you watch this. This could just be clickbait. Of course, I haven't actually clicked in and watched that. Then it looks like they've got some UGC content as well. They've probably done some collaborations, some partnerships with some creators to kind of help promote the brand in terms of third-party reviews, third-party content and whatnot. Their YouTube channel is ranking, and then they've also got their Gymshark UAE. So all in all, not a terrible reputation. In fact, it's pretty outstanding, just kind of considering what they've been able to get ranking here on page 1. Most of their socials, a Wikipedia page and Google Knowledge Panel are really going to be kind of their strongest sources of credibility. They're just kind of instant credibility boosts for their brand. And I've talked about that in another video, about some of the most credible sources that Google can share about you, which is going to be a Google Knowledge Panel, Wikipedia. I talk more about that in depth in that video, so go check it out. And so step number 2 is going to be to clean up what you can control. Once you know what's out there, the first move is always going to be removal. If something can come down, that's going to be the fastest and cleanest solution. A removed piece of content can no longer rank. The most common thing businesses can get removed are false, defamatory, or fake reviews on platforms like Trustpilot and Google. If a review was left by someone who never used your service, never went through your program, never bought your product, contains false information, or if it violates the platform's own guidelines, you have grounds to actually challenge and remove it. Now, the keyword is challenge here. Keep in mind that these platforms don't just hand out removals. It's not that easy. You do have to make a case, and really that case is what's going to determine whether or not the platform decides that it does in fact break their guidelines, and then you actually can remove it. And I'll show you guys an example of what I mean by that. If we go to Trustpilot on Gymshark, they don't have the best rating, but that's beside the point. If we look at some of their reviews, this one right here, they actually give an order number. This one is probably not going to be able to come down. They're being very specific on exactly what happened. Same thing here. This one, they were actually invited. So this review actually can't be removed because they use Trustpilot's invitation system. And they were also very, very descriptive here. So this probably has to stay. A lot of these people have been invited, which makes these reviews impossible to remove. Once you use the Trustpilot review invitation system, these reviews have been ruled out in terms of whether or not they're able to be removed. This might be a decent one here. So this one, we actually have grounds to challenge it. Very vague, incredibly hard to return items. When you do create a return, it's invalid. So you speak to support for help, and even then you get nothing back. Shocking. So they don't give an order number. They don't give any more details other than just saying it's hard to return items, and then leave a two-star review. So this one actually does have grounds to be challenged. And there's a couple more in here as well, but I'm not going to waste too much time going through here. I just wanted to give you guys some context into what can be removed. And I've dropped an entire video about how to remove fake Trustpilot reviews and how to even close a Trustpilot profile entirely if you've rebranded business, or maybe you've just shut down the business entirely. Step number 3 is going to be claim and own your real estate. So once you clean up what you can remove, you're going to want to start building. And the first thing you build is your owned real estate on page 1. Google hands you free spots if you claim them. It's going to be things like your Google business profile, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, Instagram, Crunchbase, Yelp, Trustpilot. These platforms already have enough authority, and Google trusts and already indexes them, so they're almost always going to rank on page 1 for you or your business name. The goal is simple here. Google has 10 spots on page 1. The more of those you own, the less room there is for anything negative to show up on that first page of Google. Step number 4 is going to be to build your content system. Claiming profiles is what gets you on the board. It's a great head start, but content is what's going to actually keep you in the game. And so the platforms that matter most are the ones that Google already trusts and actively indexes. LinkedIn articles, Medium posts, directories, social posts, all publishing the same consistent narrative about your business. And that consistency is what tells Google who you are, what you do, and what your brand stands for. It's also going to be what shapes what AI tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI overview say about you when someone asks. Step number 5 is going to be to monitor your brand. And I just covered this in a recent video more in depth. Building a strong reputation is really only half the job. The other half is making sure you're notified the moment something negative appears about you or your business, so that you can act on it before it becomes a real problem. And then lastly, step 6 is going to be collect positive reviews consistently. Reviews are one of the most powerful signals Google and potential clients use to evaluate your business. A business with 25 reviews and a 4.8 rating across Trustpilot will outconvert a business with 250 reviews with a 3.7 rating every single time. It's about sentiment here, not volume necessarily. Unfortunately, the mistake that most business owners make is chasing down these reviews manually, sending manual text, manual emails, begging for a review from clients that they haven't done business with in over 2 years. And I've got good news for you. There's actually a better way, a more efficient way. We've built an AI-powered review collection system that automates the entire process. You upload your contact list, the system sends out a sequence of emails, and then routes each person based on their sentiment. Happy customers get routed straight to your review platform of choice, and unhappy customers get routed to an internal feedback form where you and the client will be able to jump on a discovery call and try and make things right. And the AI sentiment reader actually comes into play when someone tries to cheat or game the system. If they click on the happy face but then leave a negative review, the AI sentiment reader is going to pick up on that and then actually route them to the internal feedback form. And I've got a full walkthrough on exactly how that works in another video of mine, so go ahead and check that out. I'll drop the link in the description box as well. And then my last point, and the most important point, is ORM worth it? You're probably asking yourself, maybe you're asking your business partners, employees within the business, is ORM worth it? Should we invest into something like this? This is the question I get asked most often, and the honest answer is this. It depends on what it is costing you to not have it in place. If you have a negative result sitting on page 1 and you're losing deals because of it, the math is simple here. How much is one lost client worth to you? Now multiply that by however many people Google you each month and move on because of what they see. So that's going to be what ignoring your reputation is actually going to cost you. Just for an example here, if we were to look at Gymshark, I've got a tool here. It's called Ahrefs. It's pretty handy if you guys want to check it out. I'll also drop that link in the description below. It's going to show you kind of what the search volume is, an estimation of the average monthly numbers of number of searches for a keyword in a given country. This is just within the US. So let's just do some quick math here. I'm going to whip out my calculator on my phone because I am not a math genius, but they're getting about 318,000 monthly searches. Now let's just say 25% of those people, they find something negative here on the first page. It's going to vary country by country, but for the US, there's not too much going on here in terms of negativity. But let's just say they were to continue searching and they found something negative. Let's say 25% of those users. So that leaves us with about 79,500 people. They don't buy from you. And let's say they were going to buy a pair of shorts. Maybe a pair of shorts cost, I don't know, $45, right? They were going to buy a pair of shorts, but now they don't. And now they just move on to another gym brand, Under Armour, Adidas, things like that. And now you've just lost that client. So if we do the math, 79,500 times 45, Gymshark now just lost $3.5 million in a month, right? So that's what it's costing them to not actually invest in an online reputation management strategy. Again, I'm not speaking on Gymshark's behalf. I don't know if they're working with an online reputation management company or not. It seems like they are just because their page one results looks good. But just to do some math there, just so you can kind of get an idea on how much you're actually losing each month without having an online reputation management strategy in place. Now, for businesses with minor issues, sometimes you can just handle it yourself and you don't need a full-blown ORM strategy. Claim your profiles, set up your Google assets, request removal of obvious fake reviews. That's going to get you started. And for anything more serious, like some sort of coordinated attack, multiple negative results, a damaged Trustpilot rating, a negative AI overview, you're going to actually need a firm for this. The expertise, the volume of cases, the ability to run removal at scale, suppression, and PR simultaneously is not something most businesses can just replicate internally. Now, in terms of cost, entry-level ORM typically starts around the 2,500 to 3,000 euros a month, whereas full campaigns for 6 months, a year, those typically depend on the severity of the case, but those typically start at anywhere from 25,000 all the way up to 50,000 euros upfront for, again, a 6-month campaign, even a 12-month campaign. If you guys actually do all of this, everything that I've laid about in the video here, it's going to put you ahead of about 90 to 95% of businesses, because a lot of times people just don't take action. And it's the biggest bottleneck we run into when we're on these sales calls, if people just have no idea that this content has been out there about them, or they didn't know what to do, so they just didn't take any action. So if you guys want to know exactly where your reputation stands today, link in the description box, go ahead and click that. But beside all that, guys, that is it for today. I hope it was helpful. We haven't done a video like this quite in depth in terms of an actual tutorial, so hopefully it was helpful. Drop comments below. Let me know if it was. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that stuff. It helps us. It helps the algorithm so that we can continue to push out videos like this and it gets recommended to you. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.